Hi there, welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we're meeting in the garden and it is ramping up to be another very warm day here on Oregon coast. We live in a zone 9A and it is usually quite mild temperatures. Usually in the summertime we're around 65 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. But yesterday we got up to 84 and today we're already at 70 and it's not quite 9 o'clock in the morning. The forecast only says it goes up to 76, but for it to be this warm already, I have a feeling it's going to get up higher than 76. So I'm out here early. I've been fertilizing and harvesting raspberries and just kind of enjoying the beautiful garden early in the morning. But now it's time for me to actually get some work done before it gets too hot. So yesterday I removed a bunch of Pearly Everlasting to expose a lower branch of Lemony Lace elderberry. Today I want to move the Privet Grove off of it. You could see this shrub behind me here. This is a privet. It grows extremely quickly and I have to use hedge trimmers on it like 3 or 4 times a year, and I always take off like a foot or more of growth. So I'm not even being super picky, it just grows super fast. But I do want to expose the Lemony Lace. My goal long term is that this privet will be a much lower hedge and the elderberry will shade this grove, which has a bunch of hostas planted in it. So we want to keep the hostas protected, but we also want to let the Lemony Lace grow. The other thing that I'm going to do is tackle this rhododendron. This is my earliest blooming rhododendron. It's red. It has been done blooming for quite some time. I'm a little late on it, but need to get it done. And the things that I'm going to be cutting off of it this year, I don't want it to be that big. So while it may be that I sacrifice blooms, I don't feel like I am, because they would be blooming up here at the top. And I've been rejuvenating this rhododendron to be a much lower, denser shrub, and my lower canopy is looking really great. So I'm just going to be pulling off some of the really tall, they're not spindly anymore because I've been pruning on it, but they're aesthetically they're not as pleasing. The shape of the rhododendron is not as pleasing as I can picture it being, and I've been working on it to be. So I'm just going to be removing some larger branches and pulling the canopy down and in. That will also allow the Lemony Lace to get some more sun, because the rhodie has gotten so tall. I'm going to bring down the canopy and the sun will be able to come over the rhododendron to that Lemony Lace. In this area I have a little cement paver walkway. I want to adjust that walkway a little bit, move it over. And then we have a little tiny hosta that's just completely buried underneath some bleeding hearts that I want to get moved. And then it's time to cut back the forget-me-nots. So just a little grooming of the Privet Grove, and then later in the week, or maybe later this afternoon or something, Spencer and I will mulch it. So I do need to do a little bit of weeding, but I'm going to wait until everything's done. So the first thing I'm going to do is get on this rhododendron, and then we'll do some cleanup. And by that time, the neighborhood will have woken up a little bit, and I'll be comfortable using my hedge trimmers. They are electric. I use Greenworks electric garden tools, which I absolutely love for home gardening. They've lasted us 5 years. They still have lots of power. They're still really, sharp and good. and so they're not very noisy. I don't have to wear like noise canceling, you know, headgear or anything. And they're gentle and quiet, but it still makes some noise. And I like to be courteous to my neighbors when I'm using tools like that. So I'm just gonna prune on this guy and see where it takes me. I'm wearing gloves, partially to protect myself, but mostly because the rhododendron is very sticky. Or where their blooms are, or where their blooms were, are sticky. Let's go. Let me just show you what I'm talking about when I mean the branches have been rejuvenated to be stronger and more dense. So you see how there's this old wood and it doesn't have any leaves on it. What I did was make sure that these branches down here were good and strong so that I can eventually remove this branch. So I'm going a little bit slow, same with this branch that's curving around from right here. There is new growth right here that I'll leave, but it's right here. So, okay, so there's new growth right here. I want to leave that, but then this branch comes all the way out here and it has this clump. So I'll be removing that today for sure. I'll be removing this and this. And then I'll see how things look with these two little ones in. And then we have a few like that over there. You can see all that wood. Whatever I can do to bring the canopy of the leaf canopy in closer to the original trunk of the rhododendron, that's what I'm working on. So you can kind of see how it's like there's a big offshoot here and a couple of offshoots here, and I just want to bring it in, but I don't want to shock it, and I don't want to sacrifice all blooms next year. So I'm being very selective in what gets pruned off. And when you're weeding something with seeds, this is how seeds get spread. Well, I will obviously not be walking around town with this many seeds stuck to me. They could very well be on the bottom of my shoe, or just one seed like that, you carried it off to someplace else. Happens. Well, my camera shut off, so I don't know how much got captured. I don't think any of the privet trimming got captured at all, but I can link a video down below where I trimmed privet. I have pruned this privet many times on this channel in a couple of different ways. So if you're interested in like how you might want to treat your privet, I wasn't always keeping it in a hedge. I was limbing it up and creating more of a tree grove. I love the hedge though. Even though it means I have to prune on it regularly, with my hedge trimmers, it takes 5 minutes, 10 with cleanup. Totally worth it. It looks nice and tidy. It's getting really nice and dense. It looks beautiful. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show you what we got done. We are not going to get to weeding or mulching today. It's just gotten quite warm. It's only been an hour and a half since I started this project, and it's already up to 75, and in the sun it's not comfortable to work in. In the shade it feels absolutely wonderful. So it looks so much cleaner and tidier. I love it. So the first thing that we did was the rhododendron. We took quite a lot off the top and the sides, and then we just left the middle alone. I didn't really do anything in the middle. And then we did a little bit of cleanup underneath, and of course raked it all out, all that kind of thing. Reset the angel. She was kind of tipped over and hiding, so put her back in her place. There were some weeds and stuff that I got out of there. I did put a little compost around this lemony lace, just because when I pulled these out I had exposed a little bit of the root ball, so I made sure that's all covered up. We will use this compost in this area soon, but for now I'll just tuck it off to the side. Pruned the privets so they're nice and tidy, and this lemony lace, it's 10:30, so the sun hasn't quite gotten over here, but you can see it's starting to creep over here, and it will hit that lemony lace, and hopefully we'll get some nice structure. This is technically a separate plant. We planted this one 2 years ago, and the lower limbs got damaged. So I found another one and I planted it right next to it in hopes to get sort of a multi-trunked lemony lace right here. Taking the rhodies down did expose this hosta a little bit. We might decide to like move a pot here or something to kind of protect it in the afternoons. The rest of these, like this one was getting a little bit of overhang from the privet, but not much. And yeah, so I think they'll be okay. Like I said, the goal is for this black elderberry lace to come up over here and shade this corner, and then the lemony lace would come up over here and shade the front side. But that'll take a little time. Then we had a mouse ears hosta right there that we dug up and moved somewhere else, and then right over here behind this hosta we have 4 little patches of forget-me-nots that I just cut back, and there were so many seeds. My goodness. I'm sure we'll have a good big patch there next year. And so I still want to move these pavers out this way, move them up. Not so much those, but like these last too. I want to bring them just slightly different, and then weeding. So that's it for this project. Nice and tidy, quick and easy, and it made a big difference, and it'll certainly help that lemony lace grow a little better. All right, just that little bit of recap. My phone's getting quite hot. I do 98% of my filming on an iPhone, and then the rest on a GoPro. So now that summer has hit, we'll be doing a little bit more GoPro, I think. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today's video. I do have a little bit of shade left, so I think I'm gonna go in the backyard and do another pruning job, and I'll share that with you in a video coming up here soon. I'm gonna be pruning on a really old Weigela tree, or shrubs tree. It may as well be a tree. I think it's around 10 feet, 12 feet tall in some areas, so it's quite a large shrub. But then I want to be done by noon, so we could just enjoy these beautiful summer days, because, you know, there's only so many of them. We don't have a super long extended summer, so I like to make sure that we take advantage of just relaxing and enjoying the sunshine. And I hope that you're doing the same, and I hope that you're celebrating your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.